Well, the news has come out now that it's okay to use the tap water again. You don't have to boil it anymore. But I thought this was a good time to come along to the water treatment plant at Greenfield Road and talk to the man in charge, who's had obviously a very busy couple of days, Peter. How's it now looking?
Well, it's all clear at the moment now, Paul. We've had the results of the bacteriological tests, and they've shown that the water quality is now to acceptable standards. So it's perfectly acceptable for people to drink the water without having to boil it first.
I mean, obviously some people were concerned. You hear about a lot of people buying the bottled water. Was there any danger at all to people's health when this was found out to be outside the usual parameters?
There was an uncertain slug of water that got into the system for about a 3-hour period. We couldn't guarantee the quality of the drinking water to the public at that time. So as a purely precautionary measure, we took advice and decided that it would be prudent to give a boil water notice out to all our customers.
Let's deal with a conspiracy theory that's obviously running out there, that you took some time to react to the problem. Take us through the timeline.
The slug of water that went out was probably between 10 o'clock on Sunday morning and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was alerted about 1:30 that things were not right. By 2 o'clock we'd assembled here at the water treatment works in the control room and decided on a course of action. Of course, the operators at that time were still trying to bring the plant under control and to get good quality, wholesome water going out to our customers. By about 2:30, the water treatment works was operating effectively, but of course we at that time didn't know the quality of the water during that 3-hour period, and we therefore decided on the course of action that we did to issue the boil water notice.
We're looking at some pictures here of how the water actually comes in. It's almost like tea colour, and obviously people take for granted it's going to come out completely pure. And is that what you couldn't guarantee, the colour of it, or was there actually some stuff in it? And if there was stuff in it, what was it?
The water, you're right, the water quality on that particular day would have been worse than you saw here at the works. It would have almost been like Guinness coming in. So what we call the turbidity, the amount of solids in the works coming into the works was very high. As a consequence, we, through the treatment processes, have to take all those solid materials out of the drinking water and also add chemicals so that we bacteriologically treat that water to acceptable standards as outlined by World Health Organization. For that 3-hour period, we could just not guarantee that the quality of the water met its usual standard.
I think we all remember, certainly as a lad, I remember the water coming out sometimes a bit off colour, but is this now unacceptable?
It is unacceptable. We can't guarantee that it won't happen again in the future, but we do follow guidelines. We have water quality plans in place, and we followed those to the limit, and once those guideline limits are reached, then the only course of action that was left open to us, in conjunction with our colleagues at Public Health, was to issue the boil water notice, purely as a precautionary measure.
So what caused it? Was it the heavy rain? I mean, what was in the system? Was it just sludge, mud, what?
It's runoff from the hills due to the heavy rainfall that we've had over a long period of time now. So runoff coming into the reservoirs, and then the reservoirs bringing that water into the works, and the chemistry was such that we weren't able to control the pH to guarantee that water quality going out at the final quality of the water leaving the works.
I mean, this is a 20 million odd pound plant, right? I mean, it replaced something that was definitely not fit for purpose. Is this unit up to scratch?
We've had no failures of water for the 7 years it's been in operation. We may never have had a failure in that 3-hour period. The question mark laid over the quality of the water, and as such we took that precautionary action to get people to boil the water prior to drinking.
In context with, let's say, the UK, they've had the heavy rain, have they had any such warnings of boiling water?
Yes, there will be boil water notices in several of the water companies in UK at the moment, consequent of the quality of incoming water into their treatment works, but also because of the flooding. This is not a flooding issue, this is purely quality of the incoming water into the works.
Are you happy with how you dealt with it, and have you learned any lessons?
There are always lessons to be learned. I'm really pleased with the way that the staff got together to try and overcome the problem. There were people in here from very early on Sunday morning, and then the whole team got together, and they then came up with a course of action that we had. We had the plans in place, and we followed those plans.
So we're looking at pictures of what is really quite disgusting froth. I don't know, it's very brown and gunky. That's the stuff that you are literally taking out of the water that's coming in. That's the process that's being done, is it?
That's the flocculant that's coming to the surface, and you can just hear it decanting now. So that is all the material that we are trying to remove from the incoming raw water prior to it then going out to supply. It goes through a final filtration process and then out to supply.